is following a lot of the standard techniques, and just trying to achieve a white flour kind of a croissant. I was not having, wasn't doing very well with it, and Jeff came and blew my mind with some of the techniques that we're going to share with you today, and we just started working together on it, and a lot of pictures back and forth. Jeff made me really, really jealous a lot of times with these pictures.
I think for me, what's happened with sweet pastry, baked pastry, is we are not headed in the right direction. I think bread is really headed in the right direction, and I think pastry is headed in the opposite direction. For me, that's just my opinion. And that is because, for me, pastry has become a competition of what it can look like, how many flaky it can look like, how big the crumb can be. Where bread, it is like that too, but I think bread, they're making great bread achieving these things. In pastry, I feel like people are achieving these things with poor technique. That's my opinion. Taking water out, making extremely dry dough, and not focusing on the flavor, just focusing on the looks, and they can look beautiful. And I think what's happened with croissant and with lamination, sweet dough, is people assume pastry is stiff dough, like brioche, low hydration, croissant, low hydration. So they don't think outside the box. Where bread, we push the hydration over 100%, but sweet products, lamination, and sweet pastry is, I think people say, oh, well, it's stiff, so they're still at 60% or 65% water. These right here are 97% water. I think they're a little dry. Last year we were over 100%.
Wow.
But it's not a competition, it's because that's how the dough felt.
Right. And I think the point, Jeff's really trying to drive home is that, it's about you discovering your own. Baking it's super simple. I mean, these are super simple ingredients. They're relatively simple techniques. It's the enjoyment and the fun and the fulfillment and the adventure is a personal journey. And I think we get inspired by on Instagram or something like this, or trying to copy someone else's something or their definition of what is good. I think Chris just nailed it in there. What is your definition of what is good? And that's a personal journey to go on. So this isn't the way to do it. This isn't the way you should make croissants. This is a way. This is something that has touched Jeff and something that's touched me. And I'll explain this.
Just take it out, table, stretch. And that builds strength in the dough. So that's the first fold. Dough set out for an hour, it got folded. Then goes 1 more hour, we do the same exact thing. And then in the fridge, 1 hour in the fridge, we do it 1 more time.
Got it.
That's going to be the 3 folds.
Okay.
And then after the 12 hours, it came out of the fridge and I folded it in thirds with no butter. Right? That's okay. So now I'm going to plasticize this butter in large quantities. When I worked in bakeries where we've done a lot of lamination, we just put it in a spiral or with a dough hook in a mixer and just plasticize it very slowly. We're trying to keep the butter. I'm going to try and show you what plastic means. I don't know if I can do it in 80.
You can do it.
I'm going to try. I got to work
Anyone
fast.
can do it. You can do it.
Well, let's see what it doesn't. I mean, like at this point, it breaks. It's already pretty plastic. But a lot of butter at this point will just break. The blue grade's about 83% butter fat. Butter fat to me is not important. The workability and flavor is important. I don't care if it's 110% butter fat. If it's not plastic, it doesn't taste good. I don't want to use it. So,
Are you using salted or unsalted?
Unsalted. Salt areas go from firm to plastic. In a warm room, or if you overwork it, it goes from firm to creamy. You skip the plastic stage. Even with polluter, doesn't matter. So I would probably keep it on the colder side just so I know it's going to keep warm. But I'm just folding it, pounding it, and That will help me get into class. Oh, let's keep an eye on this.
Yeah, they're
May want to rotate down the seam for sure.
the most bizarre sticky ones I've ever seen.
So that's pretty much it. I'm going to get this in the dough now. This one I mean plastic, right? Like, very easy to work with.
Start that straight from the fridge?
Yeah, straight from the fridge. If it's not so hot, I would leave it sit over. The temperature I'm looking for is around 55 degrees. So as a guide. If I take the temp, it would probably be right around.
Too hot. Well, all right. These are going to be sticky. If anyone, I mean,
That's the idea.
I mean, again, we have the same routine. I just look at all these. I don't know how it's going to. I mean, so you've already developed a certain level of comfortability. There. This is going to take it like a step closer. If you need, Josie can be a coach in this.
Don't worry about too much flour. It's going to stick on the bottom. So we don't have to do much with the dough at this point. We want the butter a little more than half the size of the dough, and I'll show you why.
Oh, yeah, you guys. You guys feeling left out here? Yes.
I go edge to edge, okay? I'm not trying to stone the butter. I like edge to edge.
Okay, I'm going to just set it down here.
Try and,
A knife?
I mean, not this way. I want edge to edge.
Yeah, we can do that.
I like it a little short when it comes to the center because some guys may do this with their white too, but because this dough is so soft, it tends to spread. So I cut these edges off here
This is a Lebanese.
Venezuelan.
and pop it and fill up the dough.
You guys gonna check me? Is he gone? Yes. That's the cheese. There's a lot of cheese in there. Yeah.
So then I kind of started one end. I just think of myself like the way the cheater would work once I get going.
But then you created, you did the right thing.
Okay. I'll try to do this. I just can't. I know I'm not gonna get something on there. I apologize for trying to cut
So
that.
I try and go from one end to the other, not too much rolling back. The more back and forth you do, the more friction, the warmer the butter's going to get. At this point, I'm just trying to keep the butter plastic, so it goes with the dough. Softer dough, I think you need less folds. Why I believe it's because the dough is much more tender, and you don't need. If you have a stiff, firm dough with only 2 folds, it's going to be tough. The layers are
I'll do it.
So it's about 24 to 30 inches long. It's up to you. There's a lot of flour. I just kind of brush it off. So what we call a single fold. This is a tri-fold, or what I call a single fold. We're going to do that right now. I don't trim unless I'm trying to, really get into particular. So that's what we call a 3-fold, or I call it a single fold. Okay. That will triple your layers, basically, more or less, the butter. What we're trying to do, for me, the key is it's not just about the amount of folds is related to the amount of fat. So if you have 2 little folds with too much fat, you have these big fat layers of fat, and they all melt out. You have these 6 layers of dough. The goal here is to roll it thin enough so we're getting the dough layer and the butter layers thin. That's what relates to the lamination at the end. I think, like, if you don't, no matter, even if you put 3 folds, if you never roll the dough out far enough, your layers of dough are thick. When you cut a croissant, you ever notice that the layers inside can be very thick? That's because the dough was never sheeted enough. It could be for other reasons too, but generally it's because it wasn't sheeted. And then right away I do the next fold. If you have a sheeter, this can happen real easily. But even by hand, because the dough is so soft. Some other things that are unique about this dough, you may have already noticed if you're used to making croissant, there's no butter in this dough, other than the roll-in butter. Most croissant dough has about 4% butter in the dough, the mass, and that helps with extensibility. We don't need that. Plenty of sense. Yeah, exactly. After this, it's going to go back in the fridge, but this is a critical time. The dough is warm enough, we're probably not going to have to worry too much. But if it is in the fridge too long, the butter will harden up, and then you get basically Arctic ice. You know? It just breaks apart when you cheat it again. So we're going to go back in the fridge for 35 to 45 minutes. The main goal of that is to get the butter firm, and that will help make it easier to shape. It'll give the dough some body. So we're going to get some body from that butter being colder.
So this is a simple
Easy as
syrup
can be,
for
right? I mean, you know, I'm not, you're not, no
you know,
sweating.
some whole herbs. It's nice with stick, anise.
Basically, because I guess I prefer to have as much
This might be cheap Greek
dough, butter, dough, edge to edge. I don't want thick layers of dough. So I'd rather have a little bit like leaking like you saw than have bready edges,
oil for about 7 minutes.
which will then translate to bready croissant. Are you watching this? I'm going to put in the fridge, the croissanto here, okay? Croissanto. You want the dough in the fridge long enough to firm up, but not for the butter to get hard, okay? Usually that's 35 to 45 minutes. Today we're probably a little temperature challenged, so it's been in there longer than that probably, but it's not, it doesn't feel bad. If it breaks apart like what we call Arctic ice or like leopard skin, that means it's been in the fridge too long, okay? I think you have some dough in there, right? It's if they're ready to roll.
Yeah. It's really building up to
These were tarred better, right?
Yeah, these are hard.
Wow, that's nice. These are the dryer.
Yeah. How much less water with that one? Oh, milk? Yeah, but I'm you're making these at home. It's not.
We find a little thicker is better, like 4 millimeters about, right?
Yeah, at least 4 to 5.
So I'm going to relax the dough a little so that it doesn't shrink back too bad. I like to trim the edges just so we can expose them. Oh, and when I cut the triangles, I'll do the first one.
Okay.
So the shape of the triangle affects the shape of your croissant. However, it's personal preference. I like this is a nice 12-inch knife.
Ready?
Yeah, so what I like to do, when I'm
up for the
more traditional, I put a little notch in the bottom. I like legs on my croissants.
All about making friends.
So stretch it out a little bit between your hands. This is a pretty long, narrow triangle. So I go up and out. But if you wanted to curve them, you'd have to make wider bits. So stretch it through my hands a little bit. I pull these little dog ears out, okay?
Nice and slow.
So I got that already. I already have that wide base. Then I go up. So that's more like just a different style. More wider, more narrow, and more... And there's probably 100 others, right?
Yeah.
So they almost double, but they should kind of be springy. They overproof, they'll really collapse because they're already very. They're still fragile. Yeah, it's still a very fragile.
I'm a hand
I
model.
like the egg wash before I proof, so I put a little egg on there now.
I can't believe that. Oh, sorry, I got it on video.
These are proof.